It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Los Angeles Clippers. For Los Angeles, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. Now, one of the criticisms of the Clippers in recent years is the idea that they're floppers. Does that reputation hurt them, Shaq?
Yeah, they definitely have some floppers on the roster, but as a team, it isn't as bad as their reputation.
Doc Rivers told them to quit flopping last year, and when Doc talked, the kids listened. I'll tell you what, they are really playing aggressive defense now. They are playing solid man-to-man. You have to go through them, where in past you didn't have to do that.
Let me see your best flop.
Not a flopper, Ernie.
Let me see your best flop.
Oh, you hit me. Wait, see, the flop happens before you even hit me sometimes. Now,
Okay,
that's a real flop.
Ready?
Oh!
You're excellent. Here's Kevin Harlan. He's great, too.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast of the Pacers live from Indianapolis, Indiana. A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports Sunday Night Hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. And with the road trip approaching, the Pacers will play the final game of their homestand. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they need to turn it around.
Ready to go?
And right now, for the Pacers, they're a team searching for a way to take a leap forward this season. So far, here in the early going, that leap has not existed.
Well, with the personnel they have, Greg, that leap probably not going to come. I mean, they could be a playoff team, but I don't see them being a major threat.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. The Dunkers, Griffin and Jordan, are the bigs. Redick and Bamute make up the perimeter, and it's Paul in at the point guard. Now here's Paul, coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. Redick for 3.
You know, with the Pacers changing their style of play, going small ball last season, spacing the floor, it really gave Paul George the platform to have a career season. Had so many driving lanes and opportunities to create offensively, both for himself and his team.
And Paul George with career highs just about across the board last season.
You know, when they used to play with 2 bigs inside, it really made it tough to get into the lane. Now I think he's just got a lot more freedom offensively, and he's showing you everything in his book bag.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game. The free throw drops for Redick. And both free throws good for Redick.
Just solid, really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I spoke briefly with Nate McMillan. He knows they have to dig in on defense. They're facing a really talented offense. He said if those guys get going, we're going to be on the wrong end of some long runs. We have to be disciplined, work together, and make those second, third, and fourth efforts on plays, whatever it takes to get a stop. We'll see if they can get a win in this first matchup between the teams this year. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thanks for the great update and coach's plan here tonight. A good one, guys.
And I agree with him. I think he's determined not to let the opposing offense dictate tempo. And I think that is a good game plan.
That's the only plan, really, Greg and Kevin. I mean, they cannot allow that offense to run wild. This game has to be played on their terms.
Now, Reddick. Paul George missing from long range. Jordan sets the pick for Reddick. Here is Mbamute.
And the Pacers acquiring the Fort Wayne Mad Ants of the developmental league going into last season. Some rumors had it that they try to move the team closer to Indianapolis, but the Pacers said no, they're committed to keeping them in Fort Wayne, which is really a good basketball city, and it's only about 2 hours from Indianapolis.
That one is off. He hits the second from the line. Now Teague. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Turner with the screen. George with no one around. And it's George again missing. And the Mad Ants were the last D-League team that didn't have a one-on-one affiliation with an NBA team.
That's exactly right, and now they belong to the Indiana Pacers. And if you want a D-League team in this day and age, you've got to start your own. Seems like pretty soon every team in the NBA will have their own D-League team to go one-on-one, 30 for 30.
Now, here's Miles. 11 points for him in that last game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
Now, here's Griffin. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. And Reddick kicks to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And nice job again. That time to add to their lead. They're doing everything right at the moment.
Greg, you're exactly right. Good, solid, steady, no-frills basketball. Doing it in all aspects of the game right now, and that's a hard combination to beat.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Now here's Jordan. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And I think it's safe to say at this point that Chris Paul is one of the all-time greats at that point guard position. Just so strong in his ability to lead a team both offensively and defensively. And you know, you get everything you want from him as a lead guard. I mean, he's not afraid of the big moment. Also willing to be that vocal leader that you often need at times. Let's see if ultimately he can be rewarded with a chance to play for a championship.
He hits the second from the line. You talk about Paul as one of the great point guards. He led the way in the NBA for a long time as it became a more guard-centric league. And you know all about guard play.
Yeah, great point. And you talk to the other guards around the NBA, and they'll recognize Paul as a pathfinder for this generation. Everyone admires his competitiveness and attention to detail. And when it's all said and done, history will look kindly on his accomplishments.
Los Angeles leading by 4. Griffin a screen on Teague. Outside for Griffin. Plenty of space. And he gets the jumper to drop. Griffin's got 6.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
And it's slammed in by Teague.
And you know what? When Paul George sees an open teammate, he doesn't hesitate. I mean, he quickly gets the ball out of his hands. It doesn't stick with him.
So it's the Clippers now, following the score by Indiana. Right side, Griffin. To the inside. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
The Clippers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Amute, a screen on George. Paul against George. Paul kicks to Griffin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Amute can't get it to go.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
George, no good.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
Now, here's Redick. He's coming off a 13-point game against Detroit. And he gets the bucket. He's got 5.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
When you can rise up so quickly as Young can and do it that easily, then even contested shots are no problem.
Now, here's Redick. His scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution. Paul against T. Paul dishes to Jordan. Turner with the steal. George against Amute. To the middle. Here's Miles. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, when you give Miles space to roam near the rim, he's going to finish inside with a variety of moves.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Clippers?
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
The shot's good from Paul.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Well, the Clippers have had this Chris Paul and Blake Griffin core for a while now. It has certainly proven to be an exciting pairing. They haven't made the deep playoff run that they had hoped they would make.
Yeah, and although fans might want more, you have to remember where this franchise was before Griffin and Paul. They still have a few years to take this team even further. Unfortunately, they have been up against a stacked Western Conference. All right, a chance to check out stats for Jordan. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. Averaging about 11 points, 18 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with this play here of late.
Agreed. I mean, but now the question is, can he build from this? Or will he regress back to the mean? Time will tell.
Now, here's Teague. The pass to Turner. Feeds it to Miles. To the paint. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
Almost got to that shot in time. Just a split second late there. Caught it just barely on its way down.
Miles Turner, the 11th overall pick last season out of the University of Texas, only spent 1 season in college. But this guy very well could be a perennial all-star. The Pacers think they've gotten a steal. He was a 19-year-old rookie who showed he already understands how to hold his own at both ends of the floor.
Clippers leading by 3. Spade sets a screen for Rivers. Picked by Griffin. Spates the pass to Paul. Kicks to Griffin. It's hauled in by George. And Turner was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. What caused him, guys, you think, to slip to 11th in the 2015 draft?
Well, you know, he didn't have a huge impact at Texas. Only played there 1 year. There wasn't a full body of work on his resume. Some even looked at his awkward running gait as perhaps a chink in his armor. But he trained with track coaches, developed his hip flexibility, and really has been working on his mobility and had a strong rookie season. Well, you know, C.J. Miles was drafted right out of high school back in 2005 and has over a decade in the league now and really in his prime as an NBA player. He's a quality swing man, can give you good minutes whether he's starting or coming off the bench.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Al Jefferson's checked in for Turner. Lavoy Allen comes in for Young. Lance Stevenson subbed in for George. And Miles swinging to the power forward position defensively. We saw that throughout last season as the Pacers guys look to go small from time to time.
And, you know, the power forward position, not his best position defensively. Guys, his defense has improved overall in recent years, but his metrics defensively suffered because he was, in many cases, overmatched from a size standpoint. Offensively, he's a streaky shooter who can get it going from the three-point line and take you off the bounce in the paint.
Glenn Robinson, III, is checked in for C.J. Miles. Ellis outside. Almost, but it rolls out.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start. Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Down low, Jefferson. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Jefferson's got his first basket.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Nice shot by Felton.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Ellis outside. Pass to Jefferson. Fires from 14. Crawford with the rebound.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
Now here's Crawford. He had 13 points in the win against the Pistons in Detroit. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
And Brandon Bass out of LSU is a pick-and-pop big man. He likes to face up and shoot from mid-range. Not tempted by the three-point shot, though. Doesn't have that kind of range. He says people are watching way too much European basketball if they're expecting him to shoot threes. He knows his game, and he sticks to it.
And the first one drops. And Bass standing 6'8". Standing, he's a little undersized at the 4. But he's strong, and he's certainly athletic.
Yeah, and I think he moves his feet well defensively, too. I mean, still more of an offensive player, though. Last season, maybe his best. I mean, his highest ever field goal percentage. And I thought he passed the ball much better, too.
Second free throw, no good.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
Here's Felton following the score by Indiana. Spates kicks to Felton. Down low. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen.
And I like the energy of Allen, making his presence felt on defense with that timely rejection.
Here's Rivers. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. From downtown, that shot is off. Good D by Stevenson. Indiana's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Indiana trailing here. Here's Jefferson, and Jefferson throws it down.
Well, that's a really solid decision by Ellis to throw the ball over to the open teammate, showing off his unselfishness there.
Now here's Crawford. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Knocks it loose. Robinson down low, guarded by Crawford. Ellis against Felton. Ellis dishes to Jefferson. Chance there to take the lead, missing. The Clippers shooting 56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense. Spates sets a screen. 16 feet away. A nice shot by Rivers. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one.
Stevenson drives in. Robinson. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. .130 left to play in the first. Felton kicks to Bass. Now the feed to Crawford. Bass with the screen. Pass to Rivers. 6 to shoot. Goes up on the high post. The shot, no good. So Indiana will take it the other way. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
And over time, it looked like they were resigned to their fate. They kind of gave in. It's hard to come back when you get down like they were, and they just didn't seem to have enough fight to make a go of it.
Ellis, the pass to Jefferson. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
The Clippers have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight. And that one falls for Spates. The Pacers were a much improved team last season, and easy to see why with Paul George back in full health. But this is a team that was the #1 seed in the East back in 2014. How do they get back, guys, to that level?
Well, guys, it's a whole new roster, a whole new style of play for them, so growing pains are inevitable. I thought getting to the playoffs, pushing the Raptors to 7 games in the first round was a good step. Really hard to compare this team with the Hibbert and West teams that got to back-to-back conference finals. I think they need another difference maker alongside Paul George to continue to rise in the Eastern Conference.
It's a tie game in Indiana, and we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and, you know, still to this day. That's just the competitiveness that I believe my oldest brother built into me when I was little.
And that kind of relentless determination is something Monte is known for. And one of the reasons he's been around for a decade in the NBA as a consistently good player.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Anytime you can get to the rim consistently early in the game, it allows you to get into a good rhythm offensively.
It really does. I mean, it's a lot easier to get buckets inside. That's elementary, and they've done that through one.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Pacers, George and Young are the forwards. C.J. Miles is out there with Teague, and it's Turner in at the pivot, manning the middle. Teague dishes to Turner. Pass to Miles. Fires for three. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got his third rebound tonight.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And Indiana shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. And Teague, here we go. And he converts the layup. Teague's got his third bucket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Chris Paul is still in search of his first NBA title. He said he used to think about it as a personal goal. But then he said at some point it clicked and became, we're going to do this. I think all of us are at that point. It's clear he's invested in this team. He said, there's no question this is where I want to be. I want to win. Here, Kevin.
All right, thanks, D.A. He's got talent around him for sure. And Paul George occasionally will play some power forward in smaller lineups. He certainly has the length for that position.
Yes, that's exactly right. And he's an excellent rebounder, particularly on the defensive board. He does have a pretty slender frame, but, you know, depending on the matchups, he usually gains more offensively than he gives up defensively.
And George drops them both.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
The dish now to Jordan. And Redick kicks to Mbamute. Back to Redick. Takes the 13-footer. Redick can't get that one to fall. George passes to Miles. Screen by Young. Teague for three. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his fourth rebound in this one. Teague against Paul. Redick dishes to Paul. Oh, the lob to Redick.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
For Indiana, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Teague kicks to George. Trying his luck deep. Jordan with the rebound. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Outside Griffin. Here's Redick. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays. Well, he's an intriguing player, Thaddeus Young. I mean, you look at his frame and his game. I mean, he seems like he'd be a small forward, but he's played at the power forward position for years now, and I think that's in part due to the way the game is played now in the NBA with stretch fours and spacing the floor. Thaddeus Young fits into that kind of game quite well.
And he's good on the second. He certainly can score at the power forward. Young has ability to space the floor and tack off the bounce. He's pretty special at that position.
Yeah, he really is. You know, he came into the league only after a year in college and has grown into a reliable scorer as a slasher and small ball four-man. So he's found and carved out a nice niche for himself.
The shot by Turner, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Griffin. The shot that time not on target. Good defensive work there by Young. And here's Miles outside. Unable to get that one. The Clippers go the other way with it. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
And you look at how they match up. Certainly you could see them losing, but you would still expect them to come away with 2 wins.
And now Paul pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Finished off the break. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Teague against Paul. Teague kicks to George. Launches a 3. That one goes for the first time tonight, and apparently 8 is enough. Mark him 1 for 8.
Hey, leaving Paul George loose at the three-point line is a big mistake. He's good behind the arc. He actually one of the better three-point shooters in the league.
Jordan the screen. Paul passes to Griffin. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And Blake Griffin, really, it seems like he's been a superstar since the day he stepped on the floor here in the NBA. I mean, you know, those posterizing dunks over defenders, always making the highlight reels, and clearly one of the most exciting big men in the league from a talent and marketing standpoint. You know, a little bit of adversity followed him over the course of last season. Let's see if he can bounce back and become a true leader on this team.
Griffin hits them both. And give credit to Griffin. He has continued, Greg, to build on his game even while being the darling of the NBA for so long.
Yeah, a lot of guys can struggle to put up great numbers if they are known for highlight reel plays, but not Blake. He has sewn up the few holes he had in his offensive game, is a natural in the spotlight, and it's easy to see why he gets so many endorsements.
Back to Redick. Right side, Griffin. Shoots from 12. No good. Shot missing. Good defensive work there by Young. Outside Teague. Offensive rebound. Turner. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Boy, how about the determination of Turner? I mean, he's a wrecking ball on the glass on both ends of the floor. Just doesn't give up on plays.
Paul for 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That sets off a 5-game tour for them.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
And here's Jordan outside. Good on the jump shot. Jordan's got his second bucket of the night. For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid.
Outside Teague.
I got yours.
Outside Jefferson. He dishes it to Stevenson. Shot clock at 6. From deep, George drills it from outside. George has got 8 points here in this quarter.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm. And it's the one thing that this Clippers franchise they can't seem to escape, and that's drama. I mean, every year there seems to be one odd story coming out from this team. You have to think that it wears on their ability to stay focused over the course of a season.
Some changes for Indiana. Lavoy Allen comes in for Thaddeus Young. And it's Ellis in for Teague. A different look for the Clippers. Los Angeles leading by 3. And with the Clippers and their drama, most recently, Greg, it had been Blake's off-the-court incident and the team convincing DeAndre Jordan to stay.
Yeah, and there's a reason why the Clippers play in the land of Hollywood dramas, right? I mean, you would think if they can make it through a season drama-free, they could be scary.
And Indiana shooting 31% in the second. Some poor shot selection for them in this quarter. Chalk up 2 there. And now just a 1-point Clipper lead.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Felton kicks to Bass. Here's Rivers. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Crawford, no one around him. No good on the triple. And Indiana shooting in this game 45%. And George, here we go. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. George has got 10 points in the game.
Amazing athleticism from George. I mean, sprinting towards the bucket and getting there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And finished off by Bass. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
So it's the Pacers now. They trail by 1. Ellis kicks to Stevenson. At the elbow, it's George. Inside. That's good from Jefferson on the assist by George. George has got his 3rd assist on the night.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
To the inside. It's stolen by Bass. Dishes it to Rivers. Back to Crawford. Crawford with another miss.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Shoots the 3. It's rebounded by Bass. The Clippers in the lead. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
The Clippers have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11. A free throw drops for Rivers.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Robinson's checked in for Indiana. He's perfect from the line this time. Pacers trail by 3. They double team Ellis. Allen outside. Screen by Jefferson. Over in the corner, Ellis. Indiana again missing. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Rivers dishes to Crawford. Here's Bass. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the Pacers, going smaller in their front court, and it hasn't really hurt them defensively. You look around the NBA, there just aren't that many power forwards who can hurt you on the block like in the old days.
And for the Pacers, when they go small, they're able to cover more ground defensively.
Yeah, even when teams post them up, guys, they can harass them by trapping and digging down from the wing. So that activity and length defensively is what they use. Nowadays, it's not just about spreading the floor offensively, but also being able to cover ground defensively. And that quickness of this team serves them well.
So Bass nails both of them.
And just over 80% from the line right now. A big improvement over what they shot in that first quarter.
They double team Ellis. Fires the 3. Ellis can't get that one to fall either.
Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column.
Rivers can't get it to go. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's foul number 2 for him. Pacers trail by 5. And here is Ellis. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Allen with the screen for Stevenson. There's a good screen. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Ellis for the 3.
Tell you what, boy, it's hard to watch when the guy gets good shots and misses them. He's missed everything this quarter. It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Felton drops in the layup for 2.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Pacers shooting 35% so far in the second. They need to move the ball around more and find better looks. Stevenson kicks to Jefferson. Looking to end the drought. Indiana moving it around. Felton against Ellis. 20 feet out. And he knocks down the jumper.
He seems to have just lost his touch. Only 1 for his first 5 here in the quarter.
Clippers leading by 5. Rivers kicks to Bass. Feeds it to Spates. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. And here we go with the breakdown tonight of the front court and back court rebounding numbers for the Clippers.
And their big men are getting the bigger percentage of these boards. You know, you expect that, and they'll need them to continue to patrol the paint and clean up the mess if they're going to win this game.
.116 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Crawford. Nails the 16-footer. Crawford's got 4 points in the quarter. Pacers trail by 7. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Screened by Ellis. Here's Jefferson. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. Stevenson's got his 3rd assist on the night. L.A. has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now the pass to Crawford. Launches it. And he's good on the 3-ball. Crawford's got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
Ellis kicks to Stevenson. Back to Ellis. Taken away by Felton. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pushing their lead to double digits. Crawford's got 10.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Stevenson with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. He feeds it to Jefferson. Misses the baby hook. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Clippers ahead. They lead by 11. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Al. What is the strategy been defensively, and what needs to happen in the second half?
Well, we just got to help. You know, we can't let everybody beat us. We just got to, everybody got to help and on the defense end and give them the key to protect the paint.
Al, thanks for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. From the get-go, it was the Clippers who came out strong. They showed tremendous effort and drove the action early, starting off with a 9-2 run. By the end of the first quarter, they still had an 8-point lead. At the end of the second quarter, they were playing magnificent ball on both ends of the floor, closing out the first half on a huge 18-6 run. And let us get your thoughts, big fella, on the Clippers.
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. Just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Pacers.
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway. We'll see you after the game.
A flyover of downtown gives you a great perspective of our location as we welcome you back to Indianapolis. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Look at Al Jefferson. He's really been playing well.
And he really just broke out the entire arsenal of post moves there in that first half.
And I think he might even have a few more tricks up his sleeve. I mean, he'll break them out as we start heading down the stretch. I'm sure of that.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. They're in the midst of this long 6-game road trip. That will be game 4. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Veteran backcourt with CP3 and Redick at the 1 and the 2. The Dunkers, Griffin and Jordan are the bigs. And it's Mbah a Moute in at the 3. Pacers shooting well. They're at 45%. And at 6'7", 6'8", Thaddeus Young, definitely more a small ball power forward, but that seems to be the way the league is going these days.
Yeah, it is, and in spite of his ability to fit into that small ball mantra, he can get overpowered inside by the bigger forwards. He's quick off the dribble, an excellent left-handed slasher, and is capable of putting big numbers on the board when he gets it going.
Teague against Paul. Teague the pass to Young. No good with the triple.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Goes up off the inbound. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Pacers trail by 13. And a minute played as the second half gets going. T kicks to Miles. Releases. That shot off. Great D that time from Redick. To the paint. It's deflected. Paul dishes to Jordan. From the arc. Paul can't get it to go. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbah a Moute. That'll be his second foul of the game. And so here is Indiana. It's a 13-point game. George sets a screen for T. The 3.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Indiana again missing. Now Paul. He's got 11. The 3. Pacers with the rebound. George has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And Young with the stuff.
When you put Young on the floor, those are the breaks you're looking for. I mean, few can keep up with him at his position. Got great speed.
Clippers leading by 11. And Redick kicks to Paul. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Jeff Teague. Well, one thing that Chris Paul has always been known for is his presence, drag on the defensive end. Just a smart and fundamentally sound defender who knows certainly how to disrupt a ball handler.
Take a break. No doubt. In the modern NBA, there are so many guards that can beat you one-on-one. But Paul makes your shots tougher than probably anybody else in the league. Still, with the quick hands, he will come up with more than his fair share of steal.
The first free throw is good.
Paul having a good one. 12 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
And he's conscious, I think, Clark, of good ball movement. It needs to be a part of their game plan throughout.
Both free throws good from Paul. Here is Miles. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. Deflects the pass, and it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. We'll take a look at the Warriors. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And, of course, there's Los Angeles. Right now, quite a ways down below.
And when you look at the Clippers, they haven't attracted any serious attention here in the early season. It's been the kind of average start that most had predicted.
Well, at least they haven't self-destructed. I mean, they're right there with all the other teams in the thick of the early playoff chase.
Paul passes to Mbamute. Paul dishes to Mbamute. Inside, Griffin, stolen by George. Now the Pacers moving it up, and Chris Paul picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. And yes, it's good. 8 points for Jeff Teague.
And Teague is just so calm and collected when he gets near the rim.
Paul kicks to Redick. To the inside. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line. It's on Thaddeus Young. Well, one thing with DeAndre Jordan, you love how imposing a presence he is on the defensive end. His size and ability to leap are a big anchor to any defense.
A great point, and not only a flashy defender, but a solid one as well. Wasn't always like this, though, guys. Took some encouragement from coaches to get him to commit to becoming a defensive juggernaut, and every player now hears his footsteps when they're attacking the rim.
True. And he's good on the second. Pacers trail by 12. Here's Turner, and the layup is good. Turner's got 11 points.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
Griffin passes to Paul. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
Well, you know, against a player of his caliber, sometimes those layups are going to come no matter what the defense throws at him.
Teague dishes to George. Mbamute with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
Free throw. Mbamute. Good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Pacers trail by 14. Turner with the screen. And George, here we go. Young from outside. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Now here's Paul. He's got 15. Jordan kicks to Redick. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Indiana's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And it's Miles missing.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far.
And there isn't a whole lot of positives that you can take away from his performance from the mid-range game so far. A lot of chances have come up empty for him, but he seems intent on taking jumpers out there. Something's got to give.
No good on the free throw.
They've had difficulties the way Griffin has been playing. 12 points and several assists. He's gotten after it on the boards for them as well as in the transition game.
And I like the fact that one has really fed into the other.
And the second free throw, good. Pacers trail by 15. T kicks to Miles. Young passes to George. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. George has got 12 points in the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
And with a quick break in the action, here's some numbers for Young. He's putting up about 14 points a night, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
And when you look at those rebounds, they have a cumulative effect on the opponent. His effort wears them down physically and mentally. You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Paul with the ball. Picked up by Teague. And Mbamute dishes to Griffin. From 11 feet away, the shot no good. Good work defensively by Turner. Pacers trail by 11. Knocked loose. And Miles kicks to Young. Shoots from the elbow. And again, it's Indiana.
Well, ideally, you'd like Young to be playing closer to the basket. But I tell you what, if he's going to make that shot, you'll gladly take it.
Paul passes to Reddick. Jordan kicks to Paul. Jordan will screen. Griffin sets the screen for Pass to Reddick. 6 to shoot. Mbamute. No good on the 3. Pacers have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Griffin on the double team. And Turner kicks to T. Indiana moving the ball around. The feed to George. Miles dishes to Turner. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Clippers leading by 9. And Mbamute the pass to Paul. He gets that one.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. The Clippers also making some changes. Spates checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Crawford comes in for Mbamute. And it's Austin Rivers in for J.J. Redick. And the Pacers call time here.
They're sending guys to the line way more than they should here. They need to play good position defense and avoid the reach-in sloppy foul.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for the Clippers. While we've got a moment here, the top free throw shooters in the league. 5th, Maurice Spates.
You know what? They say that you want to make your free throws when they count, but heck, they all count. This guy's been one of the best all season at knocking down free throws.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Clippers?
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. Here's Rivers. Out to the right wing. Ellis against Felton. On target from 13 feet. Felton's got 6.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
To the middle, here's Jefferson. And it's Spates with the rebound. Spates has got 7 rebounds in the game.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Outside Griffin. Felton kicks to Griffin. Just 5 to shoot. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's a call. It's on Indiana with the foul. And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. That free throw good from Griffin. Blake Griffin hits them both. Pacers trail by 13. Ellis outside. He kicks to Jefferson. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 14.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Rivers dishes to Griffin. Takes the 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Pacers have gone 8 of 16 in the 3rd quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Back to Ellis. Here's Jefferson. Rebound by the Clippers. Spates has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. The first free throw is good. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Lavoy Allen out of Temple University is just a real steady NBA player. An excellent interior defender, outstanding offensive rebounder. He's one of those understated, undervalued, but highly respected backup front court players in the league.
Crawford passes to Felton. Kicks it to Spates. Tries to keep it alive. Down low. Robinson against Crawford. Robinson misses. And Lavoy Allen, good defensively and a career high in field goal percentage last season.
Yeah, he's a key rotation player, just solid. Just now entering the prime years of his career. Offensive rebounds extremely well. Can make the mid-range jump shot and really enjoying a nice career for a guy that was drafted 50th back in 2011.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, smartphones and other technology are ubiquitous nowadays. Clippers head coach Doc Rivers says teams do pay a price. Social media and texting has absolutely hurt chemistry, he said. He recalled his championship season with the Celtics. One of the best things that happened to them was during the preseason in Italy, the players couldn't get a wireless signal, and they had to actually talk with one another. Kevin?
Yeah, that connection between players can make a difference. Thanks, David.
Kevin, here we can get a good look at Indiana and what kind of numbers they've put up these last 10 games. 3rd in fast break points, 4th in three-point field goal percentage. And they kept the lid on opposing teams' overall offense as well. They're in the top 10 in opponent scoring.
And you look at it, they've been running that fast break to perfection. Great quickness and stamina, and the determination really to attack and look for easy buckets in transition.
And he makes the first. Brandon Bass is checked in for Blake Griffin. He hits both from the stripe. 1:56 left to play here in the third. And here is Ellis. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. Ellis has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Man, you really have to respect how Ellis takes on any challenge. I mean, specifically how he creates chances for himself close to the basket.
And Bass kicks to Felton. Bass with the screen. To the wing on the left. Here's Spates. Drops one in from the wing. Spates has got 7.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
Screen by Jefferson. Ellis kicks to Robinson. Good on the three-point shot. Robinson's got his 2nd basket.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Spates sets a screen. Crawford, no luck.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Felton dishes to Bass. Ellis with it. He's got 6 to the inside. Now Rivers to the paint. Shoots in deep. Bass's shot. Good. He's got 7.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 6 in the bucket from Ellis.
And Ellis launching the three-point shot. That's not a bad look. He's a sniper with a feel for the long ball at times.
The third quarter comes to a close. Clippers lead by 6. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Pacers trail by 6. Young and Turner up front. C.J. Miles and Paul George are the wingmen. And it's Teague in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Young, a screen on Mbamute. That's a shot he doesn't shoot very often. George has got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for the Pacers. Ball against Teague. Ball passes to Reddick. Got a piece of it. Turner with the steal. Shoots from the baseline. Kept alive by Indiana. It's tipped. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Unloads from 13. Bass's shot. Good. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Unbelievable. This guy is completely in a zone.
And he knows it. You can see it. Body language, the confidence. Real swagger out there for him.
T kicks to Young. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Brandon Bass.
And while Young is serviceable at the line, not terrible, there's still a lot of room for improvement.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Checking out the game Thaddeus Young is having. He has 8 points and 1 assist.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Griffin's checked in. He doesn't get the second one.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
Here's Paul. That one falls for Paul. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Yeah, the main thing here, though, guys, is just to make sure you get a 2-possession game now.
And George kicks to Young. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Just one moment where Young catches you the wrong way, and he'll find his way to the free throw line.
Taking 2 shots.
That free throw good from Thaddeus Young. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Clippers leading by 3. Paul outside. Lobs it up for Jordan. Great communication on the alley-oop.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
It actually almost makes it a little more special. Grace over power is how I would look at it.
Outside T. Off the pick. The shot by Turner, no good.
Good sets, good offensive sets are built on solid screens, and that was an example of how you don't want to set a pick.
And Mbamute dishes to Jordan. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Reddick for 3, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 9 points for J.J. Reddick.
Really, really good possession there. They've never lost their focus, even as the game's gotten tight.
I agree with you. I mean, and now that we're moving deeper into the 4th, it's really the point where they add a few more points to the lead, and I think they can put this thing away and consider it over.
Passes it to Paul. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And you look at Jeff Teague, an all-star in 2015, but he's not in that superstar category yet. What does he need to do to get to that level?
You know, it's not one thing. I mean, Teague is good. It's not great in a lot of areas, and I think he's solidified his place as a starting caliber point guard. I think with his athleticism, he could be an even better defender, which I think is an emphasis here with the Pacers. Yeah, love the attitude he's playing with here in the second half, going strong to the hoop and getting to the free throw line.
Both good from the line that time. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Pass to George, and there's the defensive 3-second call. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
I tell you what, Paul George, one of the more entertaining and fun guys to watch in the league. I mean, he's an elite player thanks to his outstanding shooting and ball handling ability, and he's got platinum level athleticism.
Off the screen. Here's Young, and it's blocked by Jordan.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And he makes the first. He doesn't get the second one. Pacers trail by 8, and up the court come the Pacers on the break. Fires from 14. George missing again.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costing him.
Over in the corner, Mbamute. The Clippers rebound. Jordan the pass to Mbamute. And the wide open shot from Griffin. Nailed from three-point land. Griffin's got 10 points here in the second half. Timeout called the Pacers. You look at Chris Paul, what a contribution.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on Nate McMillan talking to his team. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now, or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
T kicks to Miles. Griffin against Young. The dish to George. George missing again.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
And it's Miles missing. Clippers leading by 11. Redick for 3. Redick can't get that one to fall.
Even though he isn't having the best of game from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him. Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on, he's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
Paul kicks to Jordan. Left side, Redick. Mbamute dishes to Redick. Just 4 to shoot. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Teague the pass to George. Back to Teague. That shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Dishes it to Griffin. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. Free throw drops for Griffin. Pacers trail by 16. T kicks to George. That doesn't go either for George.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Feeds to Amute. From the stripe. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And that's 23 points for Chris Paul.
And the lead's not getting any smaller. Just an incredibly well-rounded performance here on the road.
And how good a feeling is that for this team to dominate the way they did in front of a hostile crowd? That is a satisfying feeling for the victors.
Clippers leading by 18. He dishes it to Jordan. Outside, Redick. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Griffin kicks to Redick. Puts up a three. Poked loose. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Outside, George. That doesn't go either for George.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Paul dishes to Griffin. Here's Jordan. Turner with the steal. And now here comes Teague leading the break. And Young with the basket on the assist by Teague. Young's got 5 points now in the quarter.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
All up top, Teague covering. Jordan kicks to Amute. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Turner. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbamute. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Pacers trail by 16. Jefferson, a screen on Paul. Teague, the pass to George. Shoots a 3. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place.
Boy, Miles covers a lot of ground in no time. He's got a nice long stride. He's a quick-footed player who's not afraid to take it to the rack on guys.
Redick dishes to Griffin from 7. Not going to go that time. Good defensive work there by Young. Releases. And it's Miles missing.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Griffin kicks to Redick. Clock at 6. Over in the corner, Paul on the wing. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Chris Paul taking 2 shots.
Free throw, good. Paul. And so Paul nails both of them. And so it's Indiana with it. They trail by 16. That's tipped. Miles. And then C.J. Miles with the dunk.
And that's one of the reasons you like to see Miles get close to the bucket. I mean, defenders forget sometimes about his impressive bounce.
All up top. And there's the pass to Redick. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. And Miles kicks to Young. And Griffin sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Jefferson against Jordan. Another miss by Young. Clippers leading by 14. Here's Redick. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Indiana's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. George sets a screen for Teague. A floater, and he sinks the layup.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Los Angeles has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. Paul kicks to Griffin. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, will be headed to the free throw line.
Blake Griffin taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Did not seem happy about how things are going on right now and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Pacers trail by 15. It's George on the wing. That shot missing. The Clippers go the other way with it. They led by as many as 18 points.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game. I mean, the rebounding has been very one-sided.
Yeah, and they've been on the winning end. I mean, effort is one thing you can always control in addition to attitude. I would credit this lead to force of will.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Indiana's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Looking to get back on track here. And that one's good, George.
Hey, all the defense can do is get a hand up on George. I mean, he's an elite talent who can make contested jumpers a lot of times. So you can't get your head down. This guy can really put it in the basket.
Mbah-a-Moute. And the Clippers miss again.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Mbah-a-Moute pulls it in.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what, Kevin, but he's been awful ever since the second half started. Not even been a factor.
Pacers trail by 13. Young with no one around. That one wide left. Clippers shooting about 47% here in the fourth. Paul passes to Jordan. Jordan the screen. Off the pick. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. George has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And it's Miles missing. Clippers leading by 13.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Clippers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force for Griffin. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Allen's checked in for Young. Robinson comes in for George. Lance Stevenson's checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Ellison for Jeff Teague. Austin Rivers, he's checked in for the Clippers. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
Yeah, I'd echo that. I mean, we're witnessing something special here today, Greg.
Crawford dishes to Felton. The shot, no good. Great defense that time from Ellis. In the corner, it's Robinson. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis.
I think Ellis does a nice job passing the basketball from all angles on the court.
Outside, Felton. So the Clippers winning this one easily. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jamal, how did you guys get this win tonight?
We have good players. We have a good coach. I mean, he put us in good positions to succeed. Our players play for each other. We don't care about who scores, and we're a real team.
Yeah, there was a lot of flow out there tonight. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. And we send you now over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin. For some guys, a double-double is a great night, but he makes it a regular occasion, and it's an occasion his teammates never get tired of seeing.
Blake Griffin was on a mission tonight. You know, attacking the basket, attacking the backboard, defending, and he put the power in power forward tonight.
He's a road warrior because he was on that edge in that game tonight. Oh, my boy. That's what we don't always see from this guy. But tonight, road warrior.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
a long line at the buffet, though.
Shout out to the T-Poles, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.